Hello, everybody. This is Lee at Fresh Astrology, and I'm joined here today by Mimi and Carolyn. These are my colleagues and co-founders of Camille.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
And we've been having many discussions about different topics, which we tend to do. And we're, we've been having fun lately, just kind of seeing where astrology overlaps with some of our coaching topics and things we're thinking about in our coaching world. And Mimi and Carolyn, if you don't know, they don't really know that much about astrology. They're starting to learn because we've had more and more conversations, but it's still pretty much Greek to them. So they're going to ask me questions about how do these coaching concepts and some of the things we think about from a coaching perspective link to astrology. And today's topic is the astrology of self-worth and net worth. And so we'll just kind of float that topic out there. And you guys want to start by talking about your thoughts on this or any questions you have from an astrological perspective?
Well, I think it was because we have been talking about money and how that relates to somebody's sense of self-worth, and then how that can lead to what their net worth was. Mm-hmm. It just got me thinking, is there a way that you can see, like, how would you look at an astrological chart and think about self-worth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah. So if somebody had an astrological chart that was just filled with good money energy, mm-hmm. but they had sort of low self-worth, mm-hmm. how do those play? I guess that would be my second part of the question. How do those play off of each other? Or if somebody had really great self-worth, mm-hmm. and their astrological chart was like, meh for the money, could that their self-worth influence, better money in their lives, in their bank account than their chart may predict?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing to know about astrology is when we look at a chart, it's like a snapshot of the person's entire life. And so often what we're seeing is the trajectory, the journey that the person's on. So we're mm-hmm. not seeing like they're born this way and they'll die the same way. We're seeing the journey. And that's a concept I know that's hard for, even the people who watch me on a regular basis, and even for me to keep that in my mind. But I know it the minute I look at a stranger's chart. I mean, right now I'm looking at Mimi's chart, so it's not a stranger, but I can still see, like, this is Mimi's entire life. This isn't just now. It's her trajectory. So you see often the way a person's going to grow. And sometimes you see what comes easily. So for Mimi, I see that in some ways money comes easily, but I also see the North Node, South Node axis across this is kind of the money axis in a chart from the second house to the eighth. The second is where we work hard for money. It's also where our value system lives. So our internal sense of right and wrong, worth, this is where a self-worth, we start to weigh things like, how do I stack up against someone else? How do they stack up against me? Do I deserve? Do I not deserve? And there's a sense of weighing things up, comparing things, and also just deciding what's right and wrong. And that goes to our core, kind of on a soul and spirit level, just like when we do have values, they go to the very core of our being. And then, so that's all just the second house. And then up here in the eighth house is like the larger finance. That's where our net worth would kind of live up here in the eighth house. So down here is our value system, our sense of worth in general, and also where we work for things. And maybe even establishing energetically, like, how much we work to get something. It may be disproportionate in like our sense of value somehow. And then
that's what I was going to ask, if there was a way to see So you would want, I guess, your net worth and your self-worth to have some level of balance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to not have any blockages or weird baggage. And so, it just would depend on a person's chart. To have the North and South node here is very interesting, though. It's kind of like Mimi's whole purpose is to deal with this whole question of self-worth, net worth. And it's literally the thing that Mimi is like one of her coaching strengths is around net worth and self-worth. That is, she really focuses on, when we do courses on the financial success, money, managing money, that's something that Mimi absolutely, it's clear it's a strength. And here, lo and behold, so it's a strength in her personal life. And the nodes also show that it's a journey. You're not born, where you're going to end up. And this is a trajectory. Now Mimi's like in middle-ish age and going into chapter 2, as we call it. And so it's later in life that Mimi's reached a point where she is looking at this larger net worth thing and moving and growing in that direction. It's also a part of her purpose. So as she acquires more money, raises her self-worth, raises her net worth, it's also a part of her purpose. She's setting an example for her daughters, her friends, other women, even her mother and her sister. And now she's even a part of a coaching company where we coach women around self-worth, net worth issues. So it's fascinating how it really does show up here with the nodes, and why this question would even be interesting to you, why you would want to ask it, because this was one of your favorite topics of the ones we were thinking
It is. And I always had this dream that my money would be driven from something that what made me feel important, and it wasn't just a career and a job that I went to so that I could pay the bills. Like my goal
you want it to come from your
long time, I've been, looking for, how can I link doing what I love and feel passionate about sharing with the world with how I build my income and live my life. And it's sad that it's taken into the 50s to get there, but that's it definitely is a passion, and I'm working and I want to share it, and I want women to all be there and to recognize you can get there at any age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Mimi just happens to be in a way blessed here because, well, it depends on how you look at it, but she clearly with the South North node here, she does want her larger net worth to be somehow springing from her value system and what she thinks is right and wrong, or out in the world what she thinks is right and wrong. She has this philanthropic kind of streak in her that really, since I've known her since she was much, much younger, in her 20s, early 20s. So it's been there, just like these two things have been fixed in your chart since birth. But
they weren't linked. I didn't make the mental connection that I could follow my passions and still drive income, a livable income out of that.
It's a game changer to realize you can do that.
It's a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carolyn, do you have any questions or thoughts on the topic?
Well, no, I would second that it's taken forever to make the connection, and which is part of the journey, right? It's like exactly, I believe in exact timing of what we're supposed to be doing and where we are in life. So it all worked out perfectly, but it is a game changer when you realize I can do I have the tools it takes to create the life I want. There's a way to find my purpose, get on purpose. And then when you start working from that space and earning your money from that space, it's a total game changer, and it really creates the life that I dreamt about for myself. And I know from our conversations that you two did too. And it's so satisfying and fun and inspiring to have our purpose be allowing other women to have the same experience, like to coach other women into those same experiences has been just so gratifying. So
yeah, and we like often talk in shorthand because we talk this stuff all day long.
Yeah.
And so just to explain to people listening, when you're in alignment with your purpose, like why you're here on the planet, why you were born, this is the part of you that's connected to the divine. It's this big, expansive part of you. And when you're in alignment with that, if you struggled previously with self-worth issues, low self-worth and low self-esteem, the closer you get into alignment with your purpose and why you're here as a soul, and you recognize that you're actually kind of a part of a divine plan, your self-worth lifts and you have a better sense of self-worth. And that is why I think a lot of doors open financially for people when they do get in alignment with their purpose or reconnect with purpose over and over again. It lifts the self-worth of that individual. And I think that's why we can also see a corresponding net worth lift often when people start living out of their purpose and including maybe what they do for a living.
Absolutely.
So
we have, I mean, to point people if they're looking for a direction on how to get started on that journey, we do have some free tools that are helpful and also some paid courses that take you sort of deeper into the journey, definitely more robust, as my favorite word, robust course.
The word of the week. It's
the word of the week is robust.
Yeah.
I can't quite stop saying that one, but
it's just a good word.
It's true. It's a great description for our courses, but
yeah.
Definitely would encourage people who are curious about how to start their own journey towards a purpose-driven life that is fulfilling and lucrative and makes them feel happy. I would point them towards our either free or paid courses. Is there a journal that would
it's funny on this particular topic of self-worth, your value system and the net worth, you really could go in any direction. I think what I'll do is I'll put links for all the bullet journals. We've got a money shift bullet journal. These are kind of our 3 pillars of kind of resetting and reinventing your life. Of course, there's money and your financial well-being. So we have the money shift bullet journal. We have the purpose shift bullet journal. So that's about, finding ways to connect to your purpose. And then we have the mindset shift bullet journal, which
we call the happiness shift.
Yeah, that kind of connects you with your value system too. When you feel good, you're more kind of your authentic self. When you feel right with the world and happy, you just naturally shift and move into a space where you're connected to your values, and that self-worth lifts. So you could get any of the bullet journals really, and
there's 7 days. Each one's 7 day. It has 7 days of exercises that are
just get
fun, creative. Yeah, just go get all of them. You're going to want all of them anyway. I would, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if you had to say to me,
I've done them a couple of times.
Yeah, and if you had to say to me, so what do you want? Do you want money? Do you want to figure out your purpose, or do you want to be happy? I would say, can I get all 3?
Just give me 3. 3?
Don't make me pick.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have this weekend. What's the date? Now I'm like, is it the 18th? Or did we want to do? Sorry, I didn't have my calendar open.
Yeah, we're doing some business planning.
We're going to do another of our free webinars noon on Sunday. Is it
The 19th, January 19th. I don't know when people will be watching this. It may be well after the 19th. And of course, we usually post them or give you access to them on our website if you're interested in it. It's no longer.
What I'll do is I'll put, I'm going to put the link, since we're I think we are on noon on the 19th Eastern time. We're going to have a free webinar, but I'll definitely put our webinar recording from our last purpose webinar, that link below, so they could just get the recording. If they could do either one. If they want to come to the live one's good because you get to ask questions.
Yeah, and participate in the conversation.
Yeah,
so.
And the recorded one, I mean, you if you sign up for the live one, you also will get the recorded version sent to you, but
and they're all slightly different.
I think they have to sign up, Lee, so we can email them the link.
Yes.
Yeah,
they do.
And the recorded one, like we tend to just go off script sometimes, so it's not the same exact webinar.
They're not the same.
Yeah. So just jump in if you can join us. If you're listening to this after the 19th and you're still interested, we have ways to for you to get the recording from our website. So just
I'll put the link. There will be a link for a recording down here because they can sign up for it. They don't just get the link doesn't go straight to the recording. They have to register. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of tools, but we're hoping.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We're hopeful that 2020 will have a lot of women connecting to their purpose and then increasing their finances and feeling better and happy and just really having that life that they have been wanting.
My mission this year is to connect as many people to their purposes as possible. That's my personal mission.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.